Lieutenant Steve Leedon had already accepted that he was dead. Outpost Helios lay in ruins beneath Aridon's amber sky, its once proud walls reduced to smoking rubble and twisted metal. 3 days of relentless drone attacks had erased the installation and everyone inside it. Everyone except him. He keyed his comm unit one last time. "Command, this is Lieutenant Leedon. Outpost Helios is lost. All personnel key IA except this officer. Requesting immediate extraction." Only static answered. Steve exhaled slowly and checked his rifle. 22% charge. Not enough for another wave. He ducked behind a collapsed wall as his motion sensor pinged. Multiple signatures, disciplined, purposeful. Not drones. A sleek silver ship descended from the sky, unmistakably Ziller design. Allies on paper. Strangers in reality. 6 blue, skinned figures emerged, 5 soldiers escorting a woman who moved like she owned every battlefield she stepped onto. Her silver, white hair was braided in an intricate warrior's knot, her armor marked with the insignia of high command. "Identify yourself." "Human," she called, her accent sharp and musical. "Lieutenant Steve Leedon, Terran Defense Force, last survivor of this outpost." She looked him over with open disdain. "Commander Kyora of the Ziller Expeditionary Force. We received your distress signal 3 cycles ago." "Seems we arrived too late." Steve's jaw tightened. "We held for 3 days, and yet you stand alone," she replied coolly. Typical human fragility. Before he could answer, a high, pitched whine cut through the air. "Get down!" Steve shouted. A dart slammed into Kyora's armor from behind, embedding themselves between the plates. She cried out, stumbling forward. "Proximity mines," Steve breathed, recognizing them instantly. "Modified from human defenses. They'll detonate in under a minute." "Get away from me," she snapped through clenched teeth. "My soldiers will handle it." "No time," Steve said, already moving. "Your armor's delaying deployment, but not stopping it." "Leave them in," she cried, panic bleeding through her pride. He ignored her. With practiced precision, Steve removed the first dart, then the second, then the third. Each extraction earned a gasp of pain. When the last dart came free, he hurled them away and tackled her to the ground as explosions tore through the dirt behind them. When the dust settled, Kyora stared at him, shaken alive. "Why?" she demanded. Steve shrugged. "Because that's what humans do. We save lives. Even arrogant alien ones." The answer unsettled her more than the explosions ever could. Moments later, the drones returned in force. Retreating together, they took shelter in a reinforced maintenance bunker as the machines battered the walls. Inside, strategy clashed with philosophy. Kyora favored direct assault. Steve insisted on adaptability. Their arguments burned as hot as the incoming fire until a drone breached the bunker and forced cooperation. They fought back to back. She watched him cripple machines with precision rather than brute force. He watched her move like a living weapon despite her wounds. Respect replaced contempt. Deep beneath the outpost, they discovered the truth. The drones weren't rogue. They were enslaved. An ancient alien control nexus slept beneath Aridon, awakened by human power systems, and now preparing to purge the planet, human and Ziller alike. Together, they formed a desperate plan. Kyora would draw the advanced drones away. Steve would overload the nexus using the very darts that had nearly killed her. As they prepared to separate, she stopped him. "You are asking me to be bait," she said. "I'm asking you to be a warrior," he replied quietly. For the first time, she smiled. Not as a commander, but as a woman. She kissed him hard and fast. For luck, humans value that, yes. Then she charged into battle. Steve worked with shaking hands, reprogramming the darts while explosions echoed through the chamber. When Kyora cried out in pain, his heart nearly failed, but he finished the job. The overload shattered the nexus in a blinding surge. The chamber collapsed. Steve shielded her with his body as the world fell apart. They survived, trapped together in the darkness, breathing dust and borrowed time. Something unspoken finally broke. Two warriors from different species, forged by fire, found connection where none should have existed. Hours later, rescue teams dug them out. Politics followed. Accusations, debriefings, threats of separation. But when a mysterious alien vessel arrived, called by the ancient system before its destruction, it was Steve and Kiora, acting together, who prevented interstellar war. They spoke not as rivals, but as partners. When the crisis ended, they stood beneath Aridan's setting sun, fingers intertwined. "I was wrong about humans," Kiora said softly. "And about you?" Steve smiled. "I was wrong about Ziller commanders. What happens now?" she asked. He leaned closer. "We face the challenges." She returned his smile. Together. And somewhere in the ruins of Outpost Helios, the galaxy learned a lesson it would never forget. When a human refuses to give up, and when an alien chooses to stand beside them, entire futures can change.